Hey, so I'm going to create a quick video, a run through of how I visualize my product ideas. It's a very common question I get asked on Instagram is, what tools did you use to visualize these ideas? This is exactly what I do. So you have no excuse not to make your ideas look visually realistic. Because one thing I will say is when it comes to using AI tools is most people who use the tool will just accept what they're given and they won't try and push it as much as they can do, or they won't use a prompt to make their images look less AI and more realistic. So what I like to do is I basically created like a master prompt that I'll use, and I will show you here. So if you can see my screen here, Pinterest. But if we go back into Higgsfield, so I usually use Higgsfield when I'm on my laptop. When I'm not on my laptop, I will use an app called Gemini. So it's I'm on the Plus plan, and here I will basically create my AI generated images for my ideas. I will mock them up. One thing I will also say is, yes, I use AI tools, but I also, for post-production, again, to make them look less AI and more realistic and more authentic, is I will do a lot of post-production, and again, I'll show you in Photoshop. So I spend about 10-15 minutes in Photoshop on the images, just color grading, applying different textures, paper textures, distressed, and again, just like removing the kind of like orangey, polished feel that AI tends to apply to your images. You can also do a lot of that with the prompts that I will show you. If I can just show you here on the desktop. So down here, if you can see in my prompt, we'll get rid of this. I usually have a template that I use. So it's basically, I'll just read it out. So shot on iPhone 3GS 2009, photo quality, low resolution, JPEG compression, artifacts, slight motion blur, overexposed highlights, muted colors, digital noise grain, amateur snapshot, candid moments, soft focus, low dynamic range, slightly washed out, real photograph. So with most of my images, I will apply this, and I'll show you the difference in the output from just using the generic kind of, imagine a pair of banana pants, or imagine a pair of let's say a snapback with land terrain on it. So you can see some images that I was kind of playing around here. So for this purpose, I don't have an idea, but I will show you. I'll quickly come up with an idea, I'll scroll. So you can see I love Pinterest and I love Cosmos. So Cosmos is kind of like the upper class of Pinterest. It's more of like the elite designers use. It's good. I like it. I'm on the free plan. I haven't paid for the premium. You can pay. Just means you get to kind of like save more. I don't know what they call them, pins, but yeah, so I'll scroll here, look, and I'll just basically keep scrolling until something grabs my attention. But usually I like Pinterest because Pinterest, I have boards that I save to, and it kind of like the algorithm will then show me similar ideas that I've saved to that board, and they tend to be like grab my eye a lot more. So for this purpose, I'm just going to, like this, okay, I'm going to save this image. All right, save this image over into my folder over here. Okay, so Eki by Capper, calf hair boots, cow pattern, chunky outsoles. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this description. I'm going to go back over to Higgsfield and put that description in over here. I would remove this. I would bring back in that reference image here. So imagine for a second, I just had the image of the boots that I like the design. So it reminded me of a rotten banana texture, right? So if I just wrote in here, so I just changed rotten banana textured boots with banana pattern and chunky outsoles. I'll do generate 2 of those. Hopefully it won't take too long. I might just go to 1K, it might be a little bit quicker. We'll let that load. While that's loading, I'll go back in. Actually, I'll show you, for those of you who didn't watch my previous video, you should go watch it, and I'll just give a bit of background into who I am. So if you go to daviddelahanty.com, you'll see over 500-600 product ideas. I've actually shared, I think I've probably got over 700 on social media in the last 7 months. So I'm yet to kind of upload them all to my site here. But if you go to daviddelahanty.com, you can see them all here. I'll just kind of click into 1 or 2 of them. So we have the Cartman door stopper. I really like that one. You've got the Crocs with the rock texture. Another thing that I have on my website is if you go into ideas, I've shared over a big list of ideas, it's called. A big ass list of my ideas. There's over 4,005 ideas here. It's a very big list. Fair play to anyone who scrolls through the whole thing. But again, these are all ideas for apps. Let me give you an example of one. Spring-loaded Pringles clan that pushes the Pringles up as you eat them, so they always stay at the top. Again, feel free to come in here and scroll through. I like this because it's like, what's it like? It's like a workout for you, for your brain, right? You go here, read some ideas, hopefully it'll spark your own idea creation, generation and whatnot. Okay, so now we go back to Higgsfield and we'll have a look at, these are the images that you get if you just put in your kind of like cookie crumble, basic copy pasta prompt, right? Now, if you use this prompt, let's add in my extra juice to make the images look less AI generated. And we'll go for 1, generate that. Let's see the difference with that kind of extra prompt added in to make the AI generation feel less AI generated, right? Because, like, to be honest, if we have a look at these, I mean, they're okay, but like they have like little bananas here. It's not ideal. It still looks, to me, it still looks very AI. I don't know why they put in an extra boot there. This one's slightly better, but again, still not great. So again, we'll let that load on Higgsfield. Higgsfield is a bit weird. I mean, sometimes they come quick, sometimes they don't. But while that loads, I'm going to go back into my website here. And again, feel free to scroll. There's a lot of ideas there. What else? So other kind of, we've got shop products. So if you go here, if you go to delahuntagram.com, you'll see some products that, some real products that are brought to life. One of them is the folder drive. Unfortunately, the folder drive is sold out. This is like, it's one of my favorites. It's the Mac folder as a hard drive. Sold out pretty quickly. Another idea that I brought to in real life is the Finder's Keeper necklace. So basically, it's 2 necklaces that come together. So you can give one to your friend, your partner, and when they're joined together, it makes the Mac Finder logo. And there's some testimonials from people who likes them, who love them. So there you go. Now, so this is the prompt where I add extra juice to it to make it seem like it's less AI. So if you saw these on, like, if you saw this image on Tumblr, it looks like, to me, it looks a lot less AI generated than this one, right? Now, to kind of to have more control, so this is it. So if you want more control over the results you get from AI, you need to give it better reference images. And that's why I love Cosmos, and that's why I love Pinterest, because you can give it more controls. And what separates good AI imagery from just generic is taste. And that's, the people with taste will always go further than the people who just accept what AI gives it back. So for this, I'm going to rotten banana texture, say. Okay, click images. So what we'll do now is I will just take a couple of these rotten banana images, one here. We'll take those three and we will bring them back into, and we'll just drag them into Higgs field here. You can see that the images are loaded in. So rotten banana, textured boots with banana, with rotten banana pattern and chunky outsole, shot on iPhone 3GS, 2009 photo quality, low resolution. I might lose the low resolution. JPEG compressed artifacts, light motion blur, overexposed highlights, muted colors, digital noise grain, amateur snapshot, candid moments, soft focus, low dynamic range, slightly washed out, real photograph. Okay, we'll let that load now. We might actually click a few more. Again, while that loads, let's I'll just jump over to Cosmos and show you around Cosmos. Again, you can click on Explore here. You've got different kind of categories. So you've got like graphic design, interior design, typography, nature. What's good about these inspiration sites is I much prefer, I have the Cosmos app on my phone and the Pinterest app on my phone. I'll show you here. So I have it in a little category called ideas, and what I'll do is, instead of just kind of doom scrolling on Twitter and Instagram and I suppose Threads and Facebook and even like LinkedIn occasionally, I've slowly but surely replaced the time that I spent on those apps with just, I doom scroll basically visual inspiration on Cosmos and Pinterest. And then what I'll do is I'll use basically Gemini, this, to come up with ideas, and I just visualize my ideas, and it's just so much rewarding, and it pushes my creativity a lot more. So this is some of the ideas. Anyway, you get the idea. So if we go back into Banana, you can see here now. This is using again the prompt that makes a lot less AI. So for example, if we took this image here, right, these boots here, we'll grab this. So say for example, okay, this is the one that I like. What do I do now? What I'll do now is I'll download it. So download, let that download, yeah, save that out. Now, this is where the magic happens, right? I'll open up Photoshop, all right? Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Bring my image in that I just saved out there. Bring it in there, just size it up a little bit. Size it up here. So magic wand tool, and then I just type in fill, over here. I just type in fill with background. And what that does is, it just fills in the background. So we'll let that load. Usually loads quite quickly. Wham bam, thank you Sam. It gives you three options here, so you can see up the top here and down below. So I'll usually just use this one. Then I'll rasterize that layer, make it 1. And then what I'll do is I'll go into camera raw filter. You'll see it now. So you'll see camera raw filter here. And what this does is it allows me to basically remove any more of the kind of like the polish look that the AI gives it. So you'll see here, once I bump up the texture, you can see there. So if I remove the texture, bump it up, bump, 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 bump. I always ramp texture up to like 100%. Grain, again, I'll ramp that up. So you'll see it kind of just removes some of the blur. Clarity, take clarity out, put it all the way up. You don't want to go all the way with clarity. So like we'll just go like 46. So if you see like that's that's what I was given. That's me just adding in some like texture, clarity, and like 100% grain. Then I will remove some of the saturation. So like saturation, we'll just bring that down again, just pull some of the colors out of it. You can, if you want to, you can add like a lens blur to the image. I'm not going to do that now because lens blur takes a while to load, and just for the purpose of this video, I just want to go through it. I'm not going to apply it, but like a lens blur is nice as well because it kind of gives it that kind of like almost like it was taken with like a cheap camera. It just adds a bit of blur to it. but I'm going to leave that out. But if you want to, you can play around with it, just to kind of like add a bit more authenticity to your images. Message. I'll put my phone on so I actually want to finish this video. So from here, now we've made some progress. So from here, what you can do now is I have some images, not images, some textures. So like down here, we've got like textures. They're set to multiply. I'll just take them off. I'll set them to like 100% so you can see. All right, so that's one of the textures. So basically what I do is I set that to 10%. Over here, we go to like normal. Where are we? So we go back up to our image. What you do now is we just go to linear dodge add, right? And what that does is if I just remove, you can kind of see it's subtle, like you can bump that up. So if I wanted to, I could bump that up to like 50% and you'll see a lot more of the kind of paper lines coming through. I like to keep it subtle, so I just kind of like knock it down to, we'll just do 15. And then I have other kind of like splatter images again that kind of go over my generated image. You can, and then obviously I have my little logo that I use on all my images. I don't know if you can see that there. Can you see it? I'll try and get into the screen here. So down here you can see my little logo, my David logo, and I will use that as well. If you want to, I mean, usually this is where I kind of like I might spend a bit more time on the colors. You know, if you wanted to, I suppose the vibrancy, or the blur tool is good as well because you can blur out certain like details if you don't want to. Sometimes, you know, if you use like banana, like some of the image can seem, I don't know, not perfect. So like you can use blur to take the eye's focus away to kind of focus on other elements of your visualization that you want to focus on. And where are we? If we go down here, sponge tool, if I click on saturation, you know, if I wanted the banana to be a bit more vibrant and have more saturation in it, like I can, you know, you can, I'm just going to just go OTT just so you can see, but we'll take that out. So if I wanted like a little bit more vibrancy, I can just like add it in here, do it down here maybe as well, just give it a bit more of a banana look. And hey presto, that's how I visualize my product idea. So I'll basically go through this process to make them look less AI and more how I want them to look and feel. And if I remove this, go back in here so you can see me again. But that's pretty much it. That's how I visualize my product ideas. Obviously, like I kind of speed process this just for the purpose of the video, but like the kind of steps I talk through is what I take, just to kind of recap. So make sure your prompt, I will share the prompt in the description, right, for you to reuse. And yeah, so prompt, reference images, and just like try and generate 5 or 6 of the different images. Play around again with the prompt. Like if you see here, you know, shot on iPhone 3GS 2009, photo quality, JPEG compression, slight motion blur. Like you could take out the motion blur. There's a lot of the stuff that like you can, like digital noise grain, like you can add the digital noise grain in Photoshop. Like you don't have to, but like if you don't have Photoshop and you're just trying to replicate that kind of, I suppose, amateurish vibe photography to make them look less AI, then I would highly recommend using prompt, playing around, even using tools like Claude, feeding Claude an image, you know, a product image that you like, and asking Claude, how would you come up with a prompt for this? And just, it's basically like I have a notes, you can't see it, but I have like a notes app. I have like just basically like, I'd say like 40 different prompts that I use, and I just play around with them. And that is how I come up with the visuals for my product ideas. Again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And yeah, like if you want me to, if there's anything that you want me to cover, or anything that's not clear, again, just let me know. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be back again. I'm going to try and come up with at least a YouTube video a week. I'm playing around with different formats. Like, this is a completely different format from my first video, but again, I don't think there's any perfect way to create YouTube content for what I'm trying to achieve. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. It's like a Zoom call. How do I end it? Awkward.